What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. I'm here with my sister, and today we're going to be giving you guys some college advice for incoming freshmen. I know it's around time where you guys are starting to move in, having moving day in the next week or two. So we're here just to give you a little advice. As you can see, I go to UCONN.
And I go to Villanova.
And along with advice for incoming freshmen, we're going to be talking about some differences between a bigger school like mine and a medium, smaller school like hers. So we have about 9 topics to talk about, so let's get right into the video. First, we're going to talk about roommates and living with other people and just making friends in general. So for me, I lived in a standard room. I had one other roommate. So what happens is you go online, you can either go random, or if you know someone, you can select them, or if you find someone on the Facebook page, most likely you guys are going to be introduced to a Facebook page when you get accepted to the school, so you can find someone on there, you can message them, and then you could request for them to be your roommate. And for my roommate living experience, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't the best. Me and my roommate, really kind of like we were two different people. I went random, so I had no idea what my roommate was like, and we were cool with each other, but we didn't talk. You might say hi. Hey, sometimes, you know, we get back from vacation, hi, how was your vacation, whatever. Other than that, the room was pretty silent.
Me, on the other hand, I also went random, but I love my roommates. At Villanova, they did triples for the freshmen. And yeah, me and my roommates got along great. We had so much fun. We were always laughing and talking. And at Villanova, there's 3 ways, like at UConn, to pick your roommates. You can either go random, you can request someone that you already know, or you can request people that you meet on the Facebook page. I had a good random experience. Like, we're still gonna talk to each other like we're still friends, so yeah.
So as far as making friends go, I guess this wasn't the case for me, but I know a lot of people become best friends with their roommates. So that's always an easy first friend to make your first day of college, as well as people from your orientation group. If you make friends during orientation, the summer before you get there, or as like Alex said, the week before you get there, you can always see them around campus, hang out with them when you first get there, just to start off. Other than that, for me at least, I graduated with some people from high school that also went to UConn, so I already knew a couple people there, so I met with them one of the first days of school, and then they introduced me to some of the friends they made during that wild weekend. And then from there on, I just got introduced to more people, from them to their friends and friends of their friends. And it's kind of just like a ripple effect, and that's pretty much how I made most of my friends.
I would say a good way to make friends is once you get on campus, like when you're moving in, keep your doors open. I know everyone on my floor did that, so you can meet people on your floor, because everyone's in the same boat, so everyone knows everyone's trying to make friends, everyone's trying to talk to everyone. So like the first couple weeks of school, it's good to keep your door open to talk to new people. And also just join clubs. If you're a minority, there's also other clubs and like events for just you, so you can meet other minorities and people who look like you, which is a good way to meet people. And also just be open to talking to everyone, talk to people in your classes, talk to people you might see like just walking around, stuff like that.
So going off what Alex said, like joining clubs and everything, I know everyone says this, but you get involved, because it's true. You don't have to make friends when you get involved in clubs or anything. Just like at a bigger school like UConn, you see a lot of familiar faces around UConn on campus. You know, you walk by, say hi to someone, have a little conversation. That way the school doesn't feel as big to you, because you know or see a lot of familiar faces. Right. So next is basically just like the social life on campus. You can find a lot of stuff to do. Like we do have Store Center, which is like a little downtown area with a lot of places like Blaze Pizza, Insomnia Cookies, Moe's. There's some like Muya, which is a burger place, a couple like sit-down restaurants, noodle places, sushi. So there's a couple food places, also a grocery store for people who may want to go shopping. On the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, there's something called Late Night, which starts around 9, ends around 1. It's just like little activities you can do with your friends, like little DIY stuff. There's karaoke, there's like movie nights, there's a lot of different things that go on each night. I guess if people are interested in Greek life, I know it's not that big on Greek life here in the Northeast, but there's still Greek life here at UConn. Other than that, It's just like I said, join clubs.
Okay, so for social life at Villanova, there's a couple ways to get involved. We also have a movie theater on campus that always has movies. We have a club that always has activities. They have the silent disco parties where you have your headphones in. Everyone only has headphones, and that's how you play music and listen to it. Those are really fun. Me and my friends used to go to those. We also have Greek life. We don't actually have housing on campus. It's off campus for that, but that's another way to get involved and make new friends.
Right, next thing we're talking about is sporting events and parties on campus. UConn is not known to have a very good football team, so going to football games or actually watching the football games, besides the first game of the year which everyone goes to, probably not in your best interest. But what everyone does do,
everyone tailgates.
What everyone does is before the game, pretty early in the morning, around 8 or 9, there's buses that leave UConn and go to the parking lot. It's like a student parking lot, really, and that's where people tailgate. Whole bunch of people. It's really crazy out there. It's like a bunch of different, what's the male version of sorority?
Fraternities.
There's a whole bunch of fraternity tents out there playing different music. It's kind of weird too because like every single tent is playing a different song. There's like the Hispanic music, like the rap music, like the pop music, and there's all the different type of music. So it's kind of all clashes together, and then everyone's in front of the different tents dancing to different music. So if you are into that, tailgate, obviously do that because that's what everyone loves to do. It's a nice way to have fun on Saturday morning, I guess. But basketball games as well, people like to go to. Actually, this year, UConn starting something new where all students, most of the sporting events are free. You gotta swipe your ID card and you get in. But I think soccer is also a big sport at UConn during the fall. A lot of people go to soccer games. We're actually building a new stadium for soccer. So if you like watching soccer games, UConn is a good place to watch soccer games.
So at Villanova, sporting events are a little different because we are big on basketball. That's what everyone loves to watch, loves to go to. That's what our main focus is on athletically. Villanova also does tailgate, but they only tailgate for the men's basketball games at the Wells Fargo Center. They have buses that run. You can take the train. A lot of people take the train. Everyone gets these septic. So yeah, basketball's a big thing at Villanova. Their games are really fun. The crowds are crazy. A lot of the games are really fun. I already said that. And yeah, it's all around just a great time.
All right, so next, the party scene on UConn.
That's what everyone wants to know about. Parties.
So I don't know. A lot of people may know this, but may not know this. First week of school, syllabus week, party every single day.
Silly week.
So basically, at UConn, most of the frats have parties off. It's like off campus, but not really off campus. It's like down the street at their frat houses. So, as you know, girls can get into any party they want. But for guys, if you're not a part of that fraternity or know someone in that fraternity, most likely you are not getting into any parties whatsoever.
Or you're gonna have to pay.
Well, or pay, and it's gonna be at least like $5. So if you're not a part of the fraternity or know someone in that fraternity, you're gonna have to pay, or you're just not gonna get in because they like to have a good boy-girl ratio, as you guys know. Not a lot of dudes are wanting in the party. So, as well as fraternity frat parties, there's also like bars people go to. It's like 2 or 3 main ones. Ted's is a good one, and then Huskies is another one people go to. So, starting around Thursday and throughout the weekend, people start going to Ted's. They also pregame somewhere. Nickel. I don't party, so like, I don't really know what it is. I think it's like 25-cent drinks or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the parties at UConn. There are some darties towards the end of the semester, or in the beginning of the semester, or beginning of the year, end of the year. Those are open to pretty much anyone. Anyone can go. But I think there may be a fee for those ones too. So other than that, that's pretty much what happens at UConn as terms of parties.
So, parties at Villanova. Villanova has a reputation of being Villanova fun. But I mean, there are parties, the frats always have parties. Like Michael said, like a lot of the boys don't get in. You have to either know the people or be an athlete or on like the basketball team, football team, and they'll let you in. But for me, mostly me and my friends, we always go to parties at other schools. Since Villanova is close to Philly, you have Temple, Drexel, UPenn. A lot of people go to those parties. Like he said, there also are bars people go to, Flips, Kelly's. Everyone goes to those during like Thursday to Saturday. So those are kind of stuff that people do at Villanova for parties. Multicultural groups or the multicultural Greek life will have parties on campus, which are also fun.
Next thing we're talking about is staying healthy and active in college. So as you know, everyone hears about the freshman 15. So
Sometimes people call it the freshman 30.
is a freshman 15 real? I would say yes and no. It's just depending on your lifestyle, really. You go to college, it is easy to sit around. At UCONN, it's all you have a meal plan, so you swipe into the dining hall, all you can eat for as long as you want, doesn't matter. Just one swipe, and UCONN you have unlimited swipes. So there's no managing your swipes. You can swipe as many times as you want at all the dining halls any time of the day. And it can get dangerous sometimes. You can catch yourself just eating a lot of food, unhealthy food all the time. But you can also, like I said, intramural sports. If you do intramural sports, you will have like 2 or 3 days a week where you're doing physical activities. Also, going to the rec center, playing basketball, you can play racquetball, volleyball, badminton, just go work out in the weight rooms on the treadmill. So it's really easy to stay active in college, especially when you have friends that are active as well who also like to play sports. I know me and my friends, first semester, like every day we were at the rec center or outside playing basketball. So it's not easy, it's not hard to stay active. So the freshman 15, it is easy to gain. At the same time, it's also easy to avoid. And there are healthy options at UCONN. There are a lot of dining halls do have vegan and vegetarian options. There's one dining hall that's mainly just like vegan, vegetarian food. So eating healthy is pretty easy too. You have to find the right spots, right things you like.
Like you said, I also agree with freshman 15 is a thing, yes and no. I would say at Villanova, it's not as easy to get it because we don't have like Chick-fil-A, Moe's, all that stuff on campus. We don't have really any restaurants. All we have is the dining hall food. But one thing I will say about Villanova, how you can get freshman 15 easy, is late night. Late night starts, I guess, like a month into school. Every night in the dining halls after 8, you can get chicken fingers, fries, mozzarella sticks, you can get onion rings, a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. But they do also have rice, salad, and grilled chicken if that's what you want as well. And like you said, there's a lot of ways to help you exercise and stuff if you do see yourself like gaining weight or eating not as healthy as you would at home. So take advantage of the rec center at Villanova. There is one where all the freshmen live, so you don't have to walk all the way to the other side of campus to the main rec center. They have classes you can take. Some are free, some you have to pay for. You can always do intramural sports or club sports. You can always just like work out like he said. And also like when it gets nice outside, a lot of people at Villanova they run outside, they play basketball outside all the time. So there's also ways that you can exercise to stay healthy and maintain that balance.
Make sure you just take advantage of any rec center you have on campus because it's really easy to be lazy, but make sure you stay active, that way you don't get that freshman 15. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is high school versus college. So the thing that's different from high school and college is schoolwork, workload, and just classes in general. So in college you can have up to probably like 5 or 6 classes in one day depending on how you make your schedule. Other days you may only have 3, 2, or maybe even only one class. And there's also Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, and then just Tuesday, Thursday classes. So that's different from high school. I know from where I came, that's different. I don't know where you guys went to high school. The other thing is the workload. So I went to a private school, so like we did get a good amount of homework every night. So the transition from schoolwork from high school to college wasn't that bad for me because I already knew what I had to do, how much work I had to get, and how to manage that. So I don't know where you guys went. As like I said before, I don't know how much work you guys got. But for me, it wasn't too bad. But I know for some people, it could be a challenge. And then just staying focused in college, it is very easy to get distracted and not do work whatsoever. Like in high school, you go to school, come home, do homework. College, you may in class at like 11 o'clock some days, 1 o'clock, and then have the whole day free to do nothing. Or whatever you want. So you have to make sure time management is a big priority in college. Make sure you just don't spend your days doing nothing, watching YouTube, Netflix, playing video games. Make sure you know you can get your work done, and then have free time after that. Don't spend all that free time just doing nothing.
I'm just gonna go off that time management is a really big thing. Like, make sure if you're a planner, plan out your schedule, plan out when you're gonna do homework and what times you're gonna study, what times you're gonna go hang out with friends. It's really easy to just forget about homework and always think about social life, but parties will always be there. Guys, girls, they'll always be there. But your schoolwork should be your main priority because that's why you are attending college. So for me, the transition between high school and college wasn't that difficult because, like he said, we went to a private school, so we were used to having a bigger workload. The only thing I would say is different is that there is more work and it's more tedious. I wouldn't say it's that much harder depending on what classes you take. Like, of course, if you're taking biochem, calculus, those classes are going to be hard no matter what. But more of the liberal arts classes, those would be a little easier, just it's going to be more reading. So I would say just make sure you plan according to that. And if you're having trouble, always reach out to your teacher, go to office hours, use the tutors, go to the writing center, math center, so you can always make sure that you're staying on top of your exams. Just make sure you study in advance. Don't think, oh, my exam's on Wednesday, I'll start studying on Monday. No, that's not going to work. It's a lot more material, a lot more in-depth, a lot more things you need to know. And also, the library is going to be full. So make sure you find your own study space that works for you, that may not be in the library, could be in a student center, could be in a classroom, could be a lounge in your dorm floor. Just make sure you find a space where you can actually study and do your work and focus.
And for UCONN, during the exam week, libraries open 24 hours. So you'll see people in there till 3, 4 a.m. getting their studying done. But anything else you want to say? Mm-hmm. All right, that wraps up that video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any other questions or anything you want to ask us, please leave it down in the comments below. Other than that, it's been Michael
and Alex,
and we're out. Peace.